Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. This is a brand new podcast, Bring It in the House, and we're back to Wednesday nights. Thank you so much for joining us. It's good to be back on Wednesdays. Saturdays, it's a busy time, but Wednesdays, we kind of slow down and we watch our favorite shows. And we want to thank you for tuning in. We're so excited with our guest tonight. He is young, gifted, and talented out of Fort Worth, Texas. He just published this very inspirational book, Never Give It Up. And he is the only one and only Jiles Clark.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
How are you doing, son?
I am doing great. Fantastic.
Man, we thank you so much for taking time to come and see us and be a guest on the show. I know you've
Thank
been busy since you published your first book. You've been on the road, haven't you?
Yeah. Praise to
How
God.
old are you, Jiles?
I am 12 and about to be 13 in about a month.
Whoa, your mom is about to have a teenager. Oh, are you the only child?
Yes.
Oh, well, I know you get a lot of attention and a lot of love when you're the only child.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just want to say, first off, congratulations on writing your book. So when you published your book, you were like 11, huh?
hmm Yes.
11
I was
years.
11 years old around about a year ago, and I wrote it during like spring break and stuff like that. And I was writing it and things like that.
Wow, Giles, you are so special. What inspired you to write it?
Yeah, so what inspired me to write this? Well, before I got the inspiration to write this, my mom, she was going through some things around her family. My mom lost her mom, and I watched my mom overcome it. She continued to do her business. She continued to stay uplifted, and I watched her do that. And that's one of the reasons why I wrote the book. But it is one main reason what really inspired me to write this book called Never Give Up. So the story is one of my friends from school, we were in class, we were taking a break or something like that, and he was telling me some things that were going around in his family and some things that were happening, that he told me that he felt like he didn't matter, or he felt like he didn't contribute to his family. And so that sparked me, and I was like, and he told me he felt like giving up, and I was like, no, don't give up, that'll make it worse. And I'm glad I told him that, because it could have led to something worse. He could have led to suicide. He could have fell into depression. So that's the main story about why was inspired to write this book. And I thought about how that's not just him. That's not just him that feels like giving up. That's not just him. There's people around the community and the globe that feel like giving up. So that's why I wrote it.
Wow. And it came at a perfect time because that's when the COVID was really on the rise and people were, I actually saw a clip where someone jumped off of a high tower. People were committing suicide and, just couldn't handle a lot of stress. So your book arrived at the appointed time, the right time. I mean,
Yes, it
it
was
got my
perfect.
attention. Yeah, it was perfect. It got my attention. Of course, I'm friends with your mother on Facebook, Jill. Hello, Jill. And Jill and I go way back. I just want to just brag on your mom for a little bit, if you don't mind. But she's
Go ahead.
publisher and editor, publisher and editor of the Black newspaper. What's the title again? Because it's been a while since I've seen it, but it's in Fort Worth,
Over
Texas.
Black News.
Fort Worth Black News. And she gave me, our company, Millhouse Entertainment, some press when we first came on the scene back in 2007 and 2008. And I have never forgotten that. And I've always been grateful to Jill. She's a prayer warrior. She's hardworking. She's a great mom. And to see
Yes.
her son, I'm getting emotional. Woo, to see her son, come up, and that lets you know that her hard work has paid off. So I don't know. Today I didn't get enough sleep or something, but I'm a little emotional today. But I'm very proud of you. I mean, I know you didn't know me back then when I first met your mom, but I've seen you grow, and we're so proud of you. And whew, okay. So we already asked you what inspired you to write the book. Did you have any like mentors other than your mom because she's a writer? But did you have any other authors that you kind of look to for guidance to help you get the book going?
Well, I really, like you said, like my mom, and my mom really pushed me to write the book and stuff. And like I do have a favorite author. He's not really a motivational speaker, but I do like his writing, and it's kind of funny. Just his name is Jeff Kinney. He writes a book called Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I don't know if you heard of that book, but it's a really funny book.
No.
And I like to read in general. Huh? Yeah. What'd you say?
No, I said no. I probably got a feedback or something, but yeah, I said no. I had not heard of him. But yes, go ahead, sweetheart. Go ahead.
Yeah. He writes some pretty good books, but I like to read in general. So I got some inspiration there, and the structure of it, and I just took my time.
You took your time. That's good. That's good. Do you intend to write more books?
Yes, I'm actually wrapping up one right now called Be Yourself. And it's the same kind of structure of a motivational book, an encouraging book. And yeah, and I hope to get it out by the end of this year.
That is so awesome. So when you're doing all this writing, and does it kind of interfere with your work? How do you, I mean, with school, how does that work for you? How do you balance out writing and then going to school and being active in school activities?
Yeah, and like I just take it one step at a time. I don't some people like to do it all ahead and get everything planned, but I just take a step at a one step at a time, and I just try to pace myself, and not just try not to get too overwhelmed and stuff like that. So that's how I kind of like balance it out. So
Mhm. That's awesome. So you're a star among your peers. I mean, how do they feel about, when they see you now, like, wow, our classmate, he has a book. He's a star.
yeah, I actually some of my friends they're like, I guess you're famous now. I guess like I guess you're famous now, all that stuff. And yeah, but I just a lot of make things come my way and stuff. But I always remember where I came from, always my friends, because they're part of my life too. They're part of the journey, so I always remember them.
Exactly. Never forget where you come from. That is so great. So I know you've been on other radio stations. I know you were on the Cedric Bailey show, and then most recently Kelly Clarkson. Woo!
Yeah,
Congratulations. Tell us about
thank you.
that. You're welcome.
Yeah, it was really cool talking to her. I really felt unreal, and I was going to the little Zoom thing. It felt unreal. I was like, I'm really talking to Kelly Clarkson. And
Mhm.
it's kind of funny because my last name is Clark and Clarkson, so that's kind of funny. And
Yeah.
like the picture shown right here is Fishbowl. I was on Fishbowl as well, and I want to tell you like what was going on through my mind through the interview with Kelly Clarkson. It was very cool talking to her, but what I was thinking, like it's aired on national and international. I was thinking like the international and national, that's showing to millions of people, and that encouragement is reaching to so many people's hearts. And my mom and I are actually talking about this as well, that some people may not know that they need the encouragement, but that encouragement reaches to their hearts, a part of them that they didn't even know they needed. So it was awesome.
Hmm. I know. I was so excited when I saw that you had landed that interview. And I know that's from hard work. Your hard work is paying off. And, to see you reach, such a large audience so quickly. We're very, very excited for you. So, right now, I know you're in school. What school do you attend?
I go to a school in Fort Worth,
Okay. All right. And what grade are you in right now?
seventh grade.
Seventh
Seventh,
grade.
seventh grade.
Seventh
Yeah,
grade.
seventh grade probably my favorite year because sixth grade you kind of units, so like sixth grade you have to adjust because you're transitioning into middle school. You came from elementary school, and eighth grade is kind of like wrapping things up and saying your goodbyes and going into high school. So I feel like seventh grade is it's the middle, and it's like the perfect year to adjust and stuff like that. So seventh grade has been going great so far.
That's wonderful. I want to like piggyback on that. Seventh grade was my favorite year in school too. Really, it was.
Yeah,
I can really identify because when you come from the primary school, and like usually it's fifth grade, you go to sixth grade, you kind of getting that's when you're transitioning, as you said, into the middle school. And so it's kind of awkward. It's a funny, a weird feeling. But then by seventh grade, you like, hey, you kind of got
Yeah,
your footing, and you kind
right.
of learn about the different teachers and instructors that's, in that department. And, you just kind of feel more of yourself. So, and then like
Yeah,
you say, by the time you get to eighth grade, oh well, you're wrapping up and getting ready to go to high school pretty much. So that's a good look. You got a good outlook.
yeah, and I like the way you said like getting your footing in sixth grade. It's
Mhm.
weird. It's like kind of adjusting. It's like, whoa, okay, I'm in middle school now. I guess things are gonna
Yeah,
change.
yeah, that's exactly how you feel. Everybody, if you're just tuning in to us right now, we're talking with Giles Clark. He is a young author. He published his first book at the age of 11 years old. Very inspirational book called Never Give Up. You gotta get this book. I mean, it's an easy read, it's smooth, and it's like it gives you the golden rules of life. So you definitely want to get a copy of it. I really encourage it. So at this time, Giles, if you want to, read something, or a few pages or a chapter from the book, be my guest. Go right ahead.
Already, yeah. So, we were discussing this. I'm gonna ask you whoever's watching this, you may like type it in the comments or whatever like that. I'm gonna read like maybe a section of the book or two, and I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna see if you can answer it. So let's get into it. I really wanted to read this chapter because a lot it's kind of short. So it's chapter 7 called Rest, right? Rest. It says through your difficult time or trial, you're going to need rest. Now, what I mean by rest is what you need to take a break or stop for a moment. I don't mean just stop and quit. No, take a break. You know when you're running and then you take a break and grab some water? Well, sometimes you've got to slow down and grab some water. Not literally though. It really helps out because when you pause for a moment, you have enough energy to win the race. Now, this I actually really like this chapter called Rest. And here's the question. All right. Oh, actually, first I'm gonna explain it to you. So, would you say something?
And there's just a feedback. I'm not sure where that noise is. Feedback coming from somewhere.
Okay. Well, so anyway, a lot of people sometimes in life think like giving giving up is rest time, but giving up isn't rest. Giving up is giving up all on your dreams and stuff. But what you need to know in life is that you can rest. You can rest. And in 23, Bible it says God make you do lie down in green pastures. Sometimes God will make you rest. God will lay you down in green pastures. So sometimes, if you're running a race, if you're running a lot of a 4 mile, if you're running a race around the track 4 times, you're not gonna just run through it and not take a rest, right? No, sometimes you're gonna maybe through the first lap, you're gonna stop on the bench, get a water bottle, get some water here, get some water, and drink some. Drink some and take a rest. And so that doesn't mean you stop or quit. It just means you take a rest. So I really like that chapter.
I really like it too because it's very powerful. It really speaks volumes because sometimes we get caught up in finishing, we forget to take a rest. And it's just
Right,
that little bit of rest that we need is what helps us to finish the race. So
right,
that's so
exactly.
important.
Mhm. And
Thanks.
yeah, and so here's the question. You don't have to type this in. You can say it out loud. When you're running a race, is resting quitting or is resting just taking a rest? Just answer that.
Mhm. So you might want to repeat that once more for the listeners.
So is taking a rest quitting completely, or is resting taking a pause and getting back in the race?
That's a real good one. Okay, if you guys heard that question, reach out to us on Facebook, or either you can call our direct line at 469-284-9922. That's the studio line, 469-284-9922, or just hit us on the Facebook page, Mildred Gilliam, or either Millie Mills Diva, or you can go to Books of Giles. Am I saying
Books
that
by
correctly?
yeah,
Okay.
Books by Jiles on Facebook.
Books by Giles. You can go to his page, or you can go to his mom's page, Jill Darton. Either one.
Yes, and
So
you can to get the book. You can go to gilesbooks.com. That's yeah, right on the screen, gilesbooks.com.
yeah, there it is, www.gilesbooks.com. And that's how you order this book today. And I want to share with the audience, if you're looking, I got an autographed copy. How about that? Doesn't look good? I don't know. There we go. I'm not doing it right. This way, bring it that way. There we go. He autographed it to me. Thank you so much, Giles. One day I was
Anytime.
really busy, and back then I didn't know I was going to do a podcast show, whatever. But I have to say, this book right here, it inspired me to move forward with the podcast show. It really did. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Fine.
Yes. So did you want to read anything else from the book before we go forward?
Sure, yeah. Okay, let me see here. I want to read something a little different. British. That's looking. Okay, I think, yes. All right. So this is chapter 10. It's called Don't Give Up, Good Things Are Coming. And that's in the prologue. It talks, I say that in the prologue. It says, have you ever felt like giving up? Well, don't. There's a lot of things coming your way. And that's part of the prologue. But anyway, this is chapter 10. And I'll read some of it to you. It says, like I said in the prologue, don't give up. Amazing things are coming your way. That's true. After your trial, God will bless you more than you can think. You may think of a car, but God may think of something bigger. I know through your trial it may not seem like that's going to happen. It will though. Ephesians 3:26 says, all glory to God, who is able, through his mighty power at work within us, to accomplish infinitely more than we might ask or think. God knows the plans. He is omniscient. He created you. God will prosper you in the right way. So that is chapter 10 called Don't Give Up, Good Things Are Coming. And yes. And I don't know if you know the song. If any of you guys know the song called He's Able. Do you know that song?
Oh yeah. Yes. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do
It's a
you
great
sing
song. And
too?
like, if you just, hmm?
Can you sing, Giles? Can you sing?
Yeah.
You sound like you probably can sing a tune. I don't know. It seemed like you might be a minister or something one day. I don't know. Where do you see
Yeah.
yourself in the next 5 years, maybe?
Yeah. Like you said, a minister so in 5 years, so I'm turning 13. That'll be 18. So I'll see myself wrapping up high school and going into college. And yeah, like
Hmm.
I don't know the full complete plans because nobody knows their future, right? Nobody knows their future, but
Yeah.
I follow God's path for me and just continue to step in His path for me. And 5 10 years, like I said, wrapping up high school, going into college, continue to motivate people. Even if I don't take it as a career, even if I don't do it as a main career, I want to and still encourage people and things like that. And he said 5 to 10 years. 10 years, I'll be 23. 23, yeah, I did math right. 23, yeah, so that would be like when I'm growing. Like I said, continue to grow, encourage people, continue to motivate people, maybe start my own ministry, share the gospel of Jesus Christ, the love of Christ. And yeah, that's where I see myself in 10 years.
That's awesome. That's a bright future, very bright future.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I don't know. It's a feedback I keep hearing, but yeah, you have a very bright future. I can see it, and I'm sure your peers, everybody's there cheering you on. Go Giles, go
Yeah.
Giles. Woo, woo, woo. I was going to ask you too. What's your favorite subject in school?
It is science. And the reason why is because, you can, I like to engage. I like how you can get hands on, you can engage in it. Math, you can do math problems, history, stuff like that. You can read it and do maybe flashcards and stuff. But I like science because you can really get your hands dirty. You can really do, mix up chemicals, substances, dissect things. So it's really fun in that way. And you really get your hands on and just engage in it. That's why I like my favorite subject, science.
And that's a good way to look at it because you do get your hands. It's very hands on. Science was one of my favorite subjects too. English, I had to say, was my first, but I really like science. That's great. So we might have a scientist or a chemist maybe on our hands.
Yeah, yeah. I actually thought about being a chemical engineer.
Yeah, that was awesome. Well, I know you can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. I already know you can. We're praying for you and everything. So I know you got a lot of interviews lined up. I mean, you've already been on a few. So what's your next interview? Or is it a radio or a TV, or do you know yet?
Well, I'm not really sure, but I do know this. Whether interview, I will be in sharing some encouraging words. I will tell you that. I will be encouraging and inspiring people, sharing some of my book, and just uplifting their time, their day.
Yes, yes, I can see that. Do you see yourself maybe getting into the acting arena, maybe, or using your ministry to get into that light, that type of?
Acting, I'll say acting. I like it, but I don't know if I really want to like do like a whole acting career because I mean I think I am pretty good at acting a little bit, but
Mhm.
I don't I like it a little bit.
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
some
I mean,
cameos.
what if somebody just kind of gave you a spotlight as yourself, a small role, you don't have to really have a script, just kind of giving you a moment to shine as an author or, just being Giles.
Oh,
You like that, huh? That'd be cool.
yeah, do that because I do it in real life now. I do it in real life now. Yeah, and I actually am really into for film and photography, television like that. So I would probably see myself, you know, recording it, movies and stuff and ideas. And I really like YouTube and things like that, recording on my phone. So it is fun. I, I think I see myself producing movies and writing the script.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that goes right with being an author. So there you go, right there. I'm trying to, in my mind, I was trying to tie it all in. I'm like, well, where would you go, or what direction could you go from here? Since you're already on the path, creative writing, being an author. But there you go. You just tied it all in. You could be behind the scenes on the camera, what they call cinematography, or you could be a videographer, or you could write a script and have other actors bring it to pass or
Yes.
bring it forth. Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah.
You got a lot of ideas already. You have a lot of imagination, and that's very good. So, do you
Thank
have any? You're very welcome. Do you have any merchandise, anything you want to give away, or you want to present anything to anybody?
Yeah, well, I am working on people for the people watching this. I am working on some shirts, some never give up shirts and stuff, some merchandise. But if you want to get the book, you can go to jawsbooks.com. And my mom and I created this thing called you can buy shares, get some, share some, something like that, or buy one,
Mhm.
share some. So basically, like, if you buy one or buy two, we'll send another one for free with it. And so that way you can maybe keep one to yourself or keep a couple to yourself and share with a friend or a family member or anybody. So that's, I guess, give it away.
Sounds good to me. That's a good plan. That's a really good plan. Do you have any shout outs as we come to a close? We're getting close to wrapping up. Do you have any shout outs or just any words of inspiration? Well, extended words of inspiration that you like to provide.
Yes. Well, first shout out to God Almighty. He is a
Amen.
waymaker. All the things He has done, nothing like this, nothing could have happened if that's only Him. Like I said, Ephesians 3:26, God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or think, according to the power working in us. So that's God. Your shout out to God. Shout out to you. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for having me. It's a blessing.
Welcome. You're
And shout out
good.
to my mom, and
Yes.
my supporters, the love and support.
Yes, yes. Big shout out to God, of course, and your beautiful mom. We got some listeners there. Thank you. That's my cousin Yolanda in Florida. She just sent you a shout out.
Thank
Congratulations on your
you.
book.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Thank
Yay.
you.
Yes, that's Yolanda Boyd. She lives in Florida. So you got people that's, tuning in and just really behind you and really backing you.
Yeah.
So I'm just about run out of time here. I just want to quickly mention before we go, I do have a couple more questions, but I want to mention, prepare the guests for our next show. We'll have a guest we're excited to have. She's out of Atlanta, Georgia. She's my cousin too. Her name is Tina. She goes by Tina, but the organization that she started is also inspirational. Kind of ties in with how you're very inspirational. She's very inspirational, and she calls her organization Tea with Tina, and it's always about being mindful and just learning how to take care of yourself. So she's going to be next week's guest. But in the meantime, everyone, we still want you to just continue to enjoy this show as we speak with Jiles Clark. He's just 12 years old out of Fort Worth, and he's already written his first book at the age of 11. Never give up. Never give up. I got my copy. It inspired me to never give up. I want you guys to go out and get your copy today. And it's easy to pick up. Giles, please tell them how they can get your book again.
You can go to my website, jilesbooks.com. That's, yeah, it's on the screen, Jiles books, BOOKS.com. And you can go there and you can even sign up for our readers list. And that's where you can get the book.
Amen. Amen. So, what do you want to say to your peers before you go? Or you want to say something to your teachers? Anything you
Sure.
want to say?
Yeah, and I always say this: if you didn't remember anything I said today, anything I share, I do want you to remember this: just the three simple words, but you need to take in our heart is never give up. Whoever's watching this, never give up. You're almost there, and the cover of it is a guy. Excuse me, he's crossing a finish line, almost there. And a lot of times when you're almost there, it feels like you're not almost there. You know. So just keep on pushing forward, keep on plowing through, keep the faith, keep looking to the next dimension. You will be there and you will get there.
I love how you put that. Sometimes that finish line is imaginary. We can't see it. We're a lot closer to that line than we know because it's almost invisible. And what they say, out of sight, out of mind, a lot of times we can't see it. So just as we're so close, we throw in the towel. And then
Yep.
you never find out what could have
Yeah.
happened because you didn't cross that line. So you have a real good eye, a real good eye. Who did you go through to get your book published?
My mother,
She did it? Okay. Oh, okay. And I see the publisher name right there on the back.
Madam Publisher.
Madame Publishers Books. So that's okay. That's your beautiful mom. There she is.
Yep, there she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't realize she had her own publishing company. That's wonderful. Congratulations. I know she's over, the Fort Worth, the Black newspaper, but I didn't know in addition to that that she has the Madam Publisher Books. So that is wonderful
Oh,
because yeah, you see your mom. She said, "Yes, never give up." She's such a great supporter, and that's so important. We all need we all need that in our lives. We know that God is the creator and he's over us all, but it's always good to have that person on earth that can be a big support, like the wing underneath like the wind underneath your wing is what I'm saying. And that's how your mom is. And that's how my mom was with me. And I think that's why this is an emotional show for me because I feel the connection between you and your mom, and I had a very strong bond with my mom, and I know how important that is to have that support. So you are a very blessed young man to have that. Again, we are so proud of you, Giles. Stay on that path, keep going, keep crossing those finish lines.
yes. Keep crossing.
And yes, take us out of here. Wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell them
Thank you for
bye.
having me.
All
Bye,
right.
y'all. Stay encouraged.
Thanks.